After waking up from a coma, the girl could barely look the doctor in the eye. She had a vague feeling that something had happened to her while she was unconscious, but the doctor told her it was only a hallucination caused by the sedative. He told her to go home, take a shower, and relax, but after she got home, blurred images kept flashing through her mind. Then she picked up her underwear from the floor and noticed an unknown substance on it. She immediately took it to the hospital for testing. The examination showed evidence of intercourse. She called the police right away, but there were no obvious injuries on her body, and the doctor had worked in town for decades, with an excellent reputation. The police were more willing to believe his explanation. He said the girl had argued with her boyfriend that night and injured her hand. When she arrived at the hospital, she smelled strongly of alcohol and was emotionally unstable. He claimed he gave her a sedative, only to treat her. The nurse, her co-workers, and her boyfriend all confirmed that she had argued with someone that night. Even her father and brother began to doubt her, but she insisted that getting the doctor's DNA would prove she was telling the truth. During the first collection, the doctor had a nurse hand the police a blood sample labeled with his name. The DNA test came back with no match. The police even announced the result in front of teachers and students at her school. Everyone began looking at her differently. She went to the police station and questioned the testing process. The police chief personally supervised a second DNA collection. The results still did not match. The whole town began to reject her. A supermarket refused to sell her anything. Her father had no choice but to take her away from town for treatment. But the images never left her mind. One comment from her brother hurt her all over again, so she decided to return to town and prove that she had not lied. She hired a private investigator to watch the doctor. Then she found a hospital nurse and searched through old medical records. The nurse pulled out a group of files. All of those girls had once been treated by the doctor, but none of them ever returned for follow-up visits. The girl and the nurse visited them one by one, but whenever they mentioned the doctor's name, the women changed their expressions and refused to say anything more. Meanwhile, the private investigator tried to get the doctor's hair, but failed. Later, he obtained some saliva, but it had been mixed with glue and could not be tested. Finally, the girl found a lipstick the doctor had used inside his car. This time, the DNA finally matched the sample on her underwear, but the prosecutor said the sample had been obtained illegally and could not be used in court. The police had no choice but to request a third DNA sample. The doctor did not refuse, but his lawyer stopped the forensic doctor from taking blood from his fingertip. They were only allowed to draw blood from his arm. The first needle went in, but not a single drop of blood came out. The forensic doctor changed the needle and finally collected a sample. The third DNA test still did not match. The girl completely broke down. Not long after, the doctor entered another hospital room. A young woman was sleeping inside. The next day, that woman went to the police station. She said the doctor had assaulted her too. Just like the first girl, she only had vague memories and no clear physical evidence. With two victims coming forward, the case finally became a criminal investigation. The police arrested the doctor. This time, they did not take his blood. They collected a mouth swab and hair samples instead. At last, the doctor's DNA matched the original sample. In court, the doctor admitted that he had sex with the girl, but claimed it had been consensual. He also admitted that during the first 3 collections, he injected someone else's blood into a rubber tube, then implanted the tube inside his body, so he could fool the DNA tests. After that, the jury reached its verdict.
On the charges of sexual assault and obstruction of justice, we find the defendant guilty.